Hi, welcome back to Motech Performance. I'm Mike, behind the camera is Jay. Behind me is a G82 M4, and on this bit of paper is exactly what the customer has had from us to equal the £30,000 spend. So this customer's actually been in a number of different times to us over the last year or so for various upgrades. And on this bit of paper is his total build. Well, that's not actually true because obviously he started with quite a high spec car in the first place. So the car actually had all the M performance parts on from the dealer. So those parts aren't from us. But if you had a car that you wanted to replicate this is the list you would need. So I'm going to read through this list, and as I'm going over it, Jay will over some B-roll. Now the list is basically top to bottom, springs to wheels to interior parts. We're just going to go through what's on the car on the list here. So first of all, IBAC springs. That's a supplied and fitted price. It'll be down below, links to the shop on how to buy that. But on this particular setup, it's about a 20mm drop all the way around. As you can see, it's got the larger 20-inch and 21-inch MW4 wheels in the forged. We run these in our stance offset. So as you're not sure if you know, but the wheel is forged and we can customize the offset from ET8 to ET12. So 12 is further in, 8 is further out. And on the M4s with this setup, 8 is absolutely perfect. Remus race exhaust with OPF back system included mid-res delete. So Remus offer a number of systems for this particular car. Do race and the sport. We normally just do the race systems. The sports are a bit muted when the valves are closed. And then this customer's also opted for the mid-res delete along with the black tailpipes. Now when we did that originally, and he's just had his M Performance carbon diffuser, it looked very well with the tailpipes. And the good thing is now we've added the Adro diffuser, you can pull the tailpipes out to suit. Other things on the car, BMW M wing mirrors. Well, as you can see, they were already on the car because it was an ultimate pack car, but of course you can add them on as well. So some cars come with gloss black and it's had the carbon from factory, and we can also retrofit the genuine carbon or a copy. BMW wings on the front. So whether these are wings or canards, yeah, again, this is part of the M Performance pack. Now when the car just comes to us with the M Performance pack, they look a bit weak really at standard height and everything else, but with this complete transformation of the springs and wheels, they actually tie in really, really well. 4-part side skirt. So yet again, these are still genuine BMW M Performance parts. So that's the 4-part side skirt. So it's the whole runner of each side, including the fin, and then of course on the rear, so it goes from the rear wheel round to the bumper. Now normally, yet again, on a standard car, they look a bit overpowering. The fins are quite tall, but with this setup, agreed, it looks absolutely perfect on the car. We have the Maxton carbon front grille. Now what's interesting about this grille is where a lot of the grilles that we fit just have just a face to it, you can still see a bit of the crash bar in behind. Well, actually, Maxton do a carbon parting on top of that. So I'm sure Jay's already overlaying B-roll, but you can see that just gives a nice bit of detail to the front end of the car when you're up close and looking at it. And on this car, it's all about the details. Automotive Passion arch guards. These are a bit of a must on a black car. They just stop the rubbish flick up down the side, especially when you lower it and put wider wheels onto it. It certainly helps protect it. Adro front and Adro rear. Well, these are a massive transformation. This is actually what he was booked in for this last come and visit us. Transform the car. Now there's actually a bit of work involved in this one because the car had the original M Performance front onto it. So off that came, and each side, just down here, I'm sure Jason will have some B-roll, the gloss black parts have been replaced. So when you replace the M Performance part, you take them away and from away. Well, the car comes from the dealer with already M Performance parts on, so we have to re-retrofit them. But the dealer had actually bonded on the M Performance part, which you don't actually need to do, but then it did require the bumper to be painted. So we got that turned around pretty quick for him. CSL tail lights. Well, that's a bit of a lie. These aren't actually CSL tail lights. They're the LCI M4 tail lights. The CSL ones are the same part. About a year ago, before they facelifted the car, were about £5 grand. We were really tempted to buy some for our 440i, but then they brought the LCI one out and they do a 4-part light. It's a lot cheaper. They're just a retrofit. They just plug in, turn the car on, no problems at all. So they're a genuine BMW part off the LCI car, and they've really updated the back end of the car. And as you can see, we've also done the M badge as well. The M badge is just a small part. Now, the cars already come with a black badge, but on a black car, you can't really see that. When you follow the car, you just see the 3 stripes, the red, the blue, and the darker blue. But this, giving it a nice outline on this setup, just looks phenomenal. You can really tell, yet again, the details matter on this particular build. Obviously CSL rear lights, BMW M wing badge, BMW M wing carbon. So what I mean by that part there is the things here on the front wings or the canards. the fender should I say, the fender trim in carbon. They're a genuine BMW part because again they come with the badges. They're not cheap, but they really help on this particular build. Also, a BMW M Performance parts is the M Performance rear wing. Now this customer actually had the rear wing fitted. Now we did have a conversation because he was fitting the Adro kit, whether the Adro one would literally just fit in the existing holes that were there, but unfortunately it didn't, and he didn't want to basically drill the boot lid again, weld it up, and we haven't found another boot lid yet that he might want to swap into. So at the minute he's running the M Performance wing, which I actually quite like. I think it looks pretty good. So interior, normal things that we tend to done on these, carbon seat backs, really, really nice, armrest, knee pads, 50th anniversary front and rear badges, door pins, fuel cap in carbon, just quite a nice little add-on, DRLs, MST intake, engine brace. As you can see, the list goes on, and that does total to a little under £30,000. Now that does seem expensive, but you can buy these on the market now for under 60, and a brand new one is probably still 85, 90. And the problem is with a brand new one, anybody can go out and buy a brand new one. But to have something like this, which is a true one of one, I mean, it is a stunning looking car with the amount of carbon and the gloss black, he's nailed it. The spec on this is perfect. And it's sitting in the car park here for the last week. It's made me really think, should we cancel our G87 and should we buy another G82 again? But anyway, let me know your thoughts below. There's gonna be a load of B-roll, load of footage just out the front, but it's absolutely a stunning build and I can't wait for the customer's reaction.